Rory just tried to end Joe Budden's career by revealing this particular information. Now, the saga started earlier this week when Rory and Mal would drop a podcast episode titled Julian and Eden Fight Recap. Now, Julian and Eden are both co-hosts / employees of Rory and Mal, and they had a fight at a Christmas party. Now, the episode has since been deleted, but hear from my guys at the Home Run Podcast talk about exactly what took place.
So on the Rory and Mal podcast, just recently they had a holiday party, Christmas party, and after the party, Eden
beat up Julian.
Beat up Julian, and let's be very clear.
Oh shit!
Because
is there footage?
We made sure it was clear. This wasn't I punched him once, a disagreement. He said no. He was trying to take my head off, and he punched me multiple times. Okay. Like this was not a.
Yeah, he was on dude was on the floor laid out. I'm on top of him, still swinging.
This isn't friendly. A third party needs to break this.
Are these two even opponents?
These two are coworkers.
Podcast co-hosts are a little different than a corporate environment, but nonetheless, though, employees fighting is still a big deal. So when Joe Budden was in a Twitter space hosted by Danny from The Stop, they decided to get a little messy and ask Joe his opinion on Rory and Mal employees having a fist fight.
I don't think she was too happy about Eden assaulting Julian like that. There's a couple of times when she looked pretty shocked to hear that in real time.
Oh, come to death row.
Was that a job offer?
Come to death row. They fighting.
After the fight between Julian and Eden was brought up, Joe Budden told another member of the Rory and Mal podcast, the female who was in the building, that she can come over to the Joe Budden podcast and have a job with him if she wants to escape the toxic work environment. He said it in a tongue-in-cheek way. I don't think Joe Budden is ever going to hire this chick. Again, she's really talented, but I don't think Joe Budden is going to get that messy. But people kept pressing for Joe Budden's actual opinion on the Eden and Julian's fight. And Joe Budden did a masterful job at being coy, but still throwing shade.
That's hella bad, yo. Infighting between the pod is next level. Like, I mean, there's no speculation at that point. That's just what happened.
Joe, do you think that was great content that they brought it onto the show?
If they were a little more profitable over there, they'd have a real problem on their hands right now.
Oh, shit.
Whoa. It's a fact.
Damn. So, like, oh, man. So, if, like, Flip were to hit ice, that would be a big loss, is what you're saying. All right.
Well, no, because I pay for insurance. See, that's what I mean about it just not being time for play. Like, yeah, you have to pay for HR now. Yeah, you have to pay to insure this shit in case some reckless shit happens. Yeah, you got to pay. Yeah. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap to just talk.
But Joe, they went on company time, man. So I don't think that.
No, that counts. HR tells you if you sexually harass a coworker after hours, that is an HR complaint. It doesn't matter if it happened during time. I would imagine the same.
There's no such thing as off work amongst coworkers.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I just learned something today. All right, I received that.
Yeah, because
that's where to refer to the Lizzo case, right? They was off work at a strip club, but it don't matter.
Joe Budden's answer to me was pretty mature, pretty reasonable. He didn't go too crazy on Rory and Mal. It was a pretty controlled and restrained answer. Now, you asked me about my op. I'm giving you the opposite answer, bro. I'm wishing nothing but bad deeds on my ops, bro. I wish nothing but unfortunalities and downfalls on my op. But Joe Budden kept it cool. However, when Danny from The Stop and others had Rory in their Twitter space, they relayed what Joe told them to Rory. Now, some may say the way they relayed the information wasn't exactly how Joe said it. They told Rory that Joe was wishing a lawsuit on them, and Rory absolutely snapped and revealed information that wasn't public.
Joe was on that space.
I'm here.
Yeah, Joe was on that space yesterday. Joe was on the spaces this whole weekend saying that this is kind of indicative of an amateur operation, this situation. And I think the punch. And he's trying to curate it in such a way that it's a reflection of how, to me, your pod might be failing. This is what I'm observing. I'm not saying I agree, And I think it's funny how he's trying to curate that narrative.
And he even said, not to, just to add on, he said that he hoped a lawsuit happens to bring the end of y'all pod. I don't know if you caught that, Rory, but he said that. I was kind of that was hater shit.
I saw the clip and I saw him laughing about lawsuit coming, this and that. If you want to laugh about fake lawsuits that don't exist, maybe you should address the real lawsuit that you settled on for sexual harassment on camera.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Oh, it's quiet now. Okay, all right.
No,
This set the internet on fire for a good 12 hours before the academics drama took place and took attention away from Joe. You see, the blog pages were aware that one of Joe Budden's old employees in the past, who was on a podcast on the Joe Budden network, had accused Joe of sexually harassing her on camera. And that employee was Olivia Dope. Now, Olivia Dope, real name is like Tamika, but I don't know how she got Olivia Dope, right? But nonetheless, though, she was on a podcast with Mandy, and she alleges that during one of the episodes, Joe Budden sat in with them, and Joe Budden was absolutely wilding.
At 14:34, 14 minutes, 34 seconds, there's an edit in the recording because Joe says him and I should speak more because, quote, he's been wanting to fuck me since we've met. Everyone in the studio, including production staff, laugh uncomfortably. At 19 minutes and 26 seconds, another edit happens because Joe makes another suggestion to having sex with me. 24 minutes and 54 seconds, Joe makes a comment that I am throwing my singleness in his face, and he thought we were going to be a network power couple. He goes down the line to give everyone their accolades. He starts with Mandy, he goes to Bridget, and then once he gets to me, the scene is edited again because he says Olivia is unique because I want to fuck Olivia and the fans love her.
Come on, dog. Yo, Joe must have put the blue pill in his coffee the morning before he went to the podcast, bro. This man was horny for no reason. Yo, he even gave her a hug and started gyrating his hips as he was hugging. Yo, this is some nasty work, man.
Joe asks if he can give me an on-air hug. My co-host said yes, they insist, and I slowly get up to hug him. Still apprehensive, I give him a hug somewhat of a distance to kind of hug, no pelvis there. It's unbeknownst to me until I actually watch back the episode that he was moving his hips while he was hugging me. I laugh uncomfortably because I'm just...
Now, Joe Budden apologized for all of this in an article with Rolling Stone and said he takes accountability for his actions. Now, that was the last of it. That was the last we heard of this. But according to Rory, she actually sued and he actually settled the lawsuit before it became public and became public knowledge. And I'll be real, ever since I haven't heard from Olivia Dope, right? Like, we really can't find her on Instagram. I haven't really heard of her doing any more shows or podcasts, man. But, yo, Rory, almost made Joe Budden take a big hit. If it wasn't for the academics drama that took place yesterday, this would have been bigger news. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right? And if you're still watching, click on this video here to find out about the huge DJ academics drama that ended up with a felony arrest. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. Out of here, folks. Peace.